Reflection.
Welcome. Something come across my mind as I am re-editing my book, and it has to do with the blatant rewriting of history, or the terms and uses of mythology and myths and dragons and all of these fancy creatures and lost lands and books. You see, if we understand that the realities that were real have been rewritten, whether created new timelines or from the demiurge or from the floods, and used all of those libraries to obtain knowledge and wisdom and basically flood the market with new books, new histories, right? One of the things that I thought about that was, do you think they get off on the fact that they place the truth in plain sight, but yet society and human nature believes the made-up story, believes the fabrication and the lies, but they know that the truth is there? So it's just relabeled as myth, as legend, as ancient storytelling or cartoons or whatever it might be. It's just the other side of things. Because if you look at how many people like superhero movies, supernatural stuff, they like comics and all of these types of things, it has a draw card to a lot of humanity, right? But who really likes doing banks and accounting and finances and doing the work week and slaving away for someone? Nobody does. It doesn't have any excitement. It is that production line type of mentality. So do you think these cigar smoking executives at the top are laughing their faces off and feeling smug because they have rewritten the course of history over millennia, but have given us the truth that they place in plain sight about what is real? Now, gladly, they have made everything as difficult as possible. But we know that they like to tell us what we're doing. They place it in movies, in books, in cinema, in music, all of the things that are there. And I reckon they do, because what more of an accomplishment for one's own ego or sinister plots is to tell the public exactly how it is or what they're doing and make them believe it is just theater or movie. And because mind is creating the reality, they can basically put whatever they want. I always find it interesting how cycles keep coming back. We have that new movie of Odyssey coming out, but they have tainted it with poor actors and poor acting, with trans wokeism and racism and they're basically flooding the market with the true histories of reality of what it is and placing it inside a different idea. Why? Because thoughts create reality. So they are perverting history, the actual history, with all of this new woke mentality. So people don't want to follow that anymore. It's leading more and more people, and then they say it's brave, it's this, it's what, it's all of that, and it's nonsense talk, because that's what everyone's talking about. So they place everything in front of us because it's almost like a challenge. It's a joke, it's a creation to say, well, here's the truth, you just thought it was something else. We never told you any different, you just believed it. And it's kind of like how they did with the C-19 stuff, where they said, we never actually made you do anything, you just accepted it as truth. But yet they made it extremely difficult and hard for anyone to do anything. This is the same group of people that are now involved in it, and the world just seems like it has forgotten. There's not much you can do in the course of things until movements happen or timelines shift or whatever it might be. New people are in power and coming to. It seems like there's a lot of reactions to pre-planned, implemented problems. Everything comes and goes, and then there's a distraction, and then there's another thing. But what if they're quietly removing all of the fables, the myths, the books, everything that can tell us the truth about it? If you go back through the course of history and see all of what they did to remove knowledge, they took out the elderly, they took out the strength in men by taking them to war, they took out the libraries, they burnt the books and everything that had any course of information. So paper is going away, all of the stuff that people have in their homes that taught them things. And now what we're seeing more than ever is the use of people scripting their stuff through AI. And don't get me wrong, I've used AI as well. But you can hear it, you can understand when someone's just blatantly reading from it. Which is why I'm rewriting my book over and over again to remove the AI, but it gave me structure. But because people are now using AI for so much information, and AI is being fed by whoever is feeding it the information available, whatever is being fed into it, they will then say, well, we can now remove all this documentation because AI has the history, everything has the history, it's all there. What is my point here? Well, I believe they're, again, removing as much history in documented form as possible. Now, under the Vatican and all of these places, probably in the Sphinx and all of these locations that actually have the proper record keeping, you will probably have them, because it's like when a criminal or an arsonist creates a crime or a fire, they always love to go back because it's something within them that they love to see. The same reason like these criminals love to hold the truth of the information, because it gives them power, an ego trip. So it is there. They will not remove it because they want to educate their own hierarchy of control. But yet they're pushing people towards AI so that all the information you require is now fed into this thing. Not only that, we have to take a look at bloodline history when it comes to the re-narration of what it is. Go back to the movie like Vikings and the series and all of the things that were Old English or Saxon or Viking, these types of areas that talked about kings and queens and families. They always talked about joining families to create the lineage, to create wealth, to create bloodlines. We know of the purity of bloodlines with the Aryan race and also with the royal family. Ask yourself this, though. Sounds very AI, but let's do it. Why is it that the people in the higher places, they're not what's the word? What are we? You could say pollinating. But you have different cultures having different families, but the migration of certain religions, certain ethnic groups into other Western cultures, into other societies. And they're intermingling and mixing genes, mixing DNA. This isn't anything to do about race or religion, but if you go back to those times, they are tainting a bloodline. They are making sure that people and kids and families, as they grow up and their friend groups and their boys and their girls, they are removing the purity of potential threats into your DNA. So as myth and mythology and the truth about what is and past the ice wall and all of these things that start becoming obsolete in people's knowledge because all they're seeing is AI and Snapchat and all of these sort of things, so are people's bloodlines. The purity of their DNA is being tainted. But all of those people in high places are not. They are staying pure to that line. They are soul swapping from body to body and mind to mind. And they are choosing the people and the bodies that they want. Therefore, their bloodline stays the same, it stays similar. So, they are completely focusing humanity on one aspect of things, flooding the market and the narrative with so many distractions and truths and ideas about what is, that people forget that it doesn't matter what all of that is, because unity is what matters. The truth is what matters. So do they get off on knowing that the truth is right here, but people are following the narrative? People are following that, and all they have to do is literally just switch off, and it will all be revealed. I wonder. So it is with that, I leave you with peace and love. Take care.